Hello. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing? Thank you for tuning in. Sterling, thank you, as always, for putting in the news updates. Good morning, Anissa. Good morning, Patrick. Happy Friday to you. Good morning, Heinrich. Did you get my email? Good morning, Royal Palms. Hey, Patrick, thank you very much for the super chat. Patrick, wonderful supporter of this channel. I really appreciate it. URA up on China Action Living extracting tech. I did not actually look at URA yet this morning, pre-market. So thank you for that news. Again, happy Friday, by the way, 11 a.m. Central, I'll be doing a percent B little webinar. If you can't tune in, and I hope everybody can try to tune in who wants to know about that. I'm just giving away some stuff so you guys can research on your own and help maybe incorporate it into some of your trading. I will leave it up for a little while. And then, if it's taken down and you didn't get to see it, email me, support Past Trading Partners, and I'll get you a link. And if somebody can put the link into Discord too, that will be good for all the Discord members. I won't completely take it down. I'll just make it a private or unsearchable. So, it's for the members who really want to learn something. It'll probably just be called percent B, by the way, to not attract any attention, because you know what? It's for the people who really want to learn and support the channel. So we will look where Nike support is. Good morning, Richard. Okay, you're welcome, Heinrich. So I'll make sure that you give, if you can't tune in live, just let me know and I'll get you that information as well. All right, that's the whole point of this. It's to help people, and then I hope everybody at this channel has also helped, whether it's learning something new or helps you get better at trading and helping you make more money, that you pay it forward and you pass it along to as many people that need it. That is really the purpose. Make this world a better place and help as many people as you can, either through knowledge and teaching or through helping and financial support of people. Do whatever you can, even for rescue animals if you can. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. You just figure out and keep things moving in a positive direction. Please, that would be the greatest gift you could ever give. So today we have the PCE numbers out. PCE is coming in slightly better. Core PCE month over month coming in at 0.1 versus 0.2. These are all slightly better year over year. The headline PCE coming in at 2.6 versus 2.8. So the monthly headline PCE coming in actually negative. So a little deflation there. What else do we have? We had durable goods. Big beat to the upside here in durable goods. Month over month, 5.4, expected 1.8 to 2.2. So that's what we have there. And consumer sentiment coming out 30 minutes after the cash open. Pay attention to inflation expectations, both short and longer term, and the current conditions. That's what I'll be watching. But so far, we are in a bullish morning so far for the last trading day before the Christmas break. Now, remember, futures schedules change. There are no futures open on Sunday night. And everything's closed Monday. Futures do reopen Monday night. So that is where that sits so far this morning. Let's just refresh the map real quick. Not a lot of negative stuff out, except for Nike. There's your Nike down close to 12% after they did beat, but their guidance was horrible. Oil still continuing to rally. Right now, consumer cyclical pulling back, but in comm services, slight pullback. Everything else pretty much positive, but nothing major shocking today. Let me refresh the FedWatch tool. So we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of 7 rate hikes priced in. Nothing's changing that much in March just yet, even with these PCE numbers, and still right on the verge of popping into extreme greed again. All right, and the nothing today for earnings, and why don't we peek at Nike real quick? Nike, which we had the inverse head and shoulders hitting the first target and then the miss on earnings. I'm going to be watching to see if it can regain 110 today. If it can't, that is not good. All right, if we flip around the harmonics, flip them around, you see here the next key support, if it cannot regain 110, which is a very key area, not only is it prior resistance becoming retested support, classic example. Resistance, breakout, retest, launch. So that is a very key level. If it does not regain there, then 106 is your next level. And then 101.68 is critical. If it loses 101.68, you'll probably fill this gap over the next few months. And I'm not talking today, I'm talking over the next little bit. You'll probably refill this gap. So if you're in Nike to the long side, you're looking for a regain of 110. Otherwise, use that information for managing any stops you might have in place. It's, this is a very big reaction, down close to 12%. Does it technically invalidate the head and shoulders should be the question, and it doesn't. Well, technical invalidation point. The closer invalidation point would still be the walkaway stop, which would be gapping below this trend line. The technical invalidation on the harmonics is until that 101.68. Would I let it risk that much? No. I'd be really watching that 110 low. All right. Where do we sit? Here's the S&P. There you go. Let me see. There's your Nike. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Tony. All right, for the people joining late, if you want to learn a little bit more about percent B, it's 11 a.m. Central today. Did we get there? We had the little move up. 48.09. What was it? 48.08. So this is technically not entered double top territory, but I will be watching for that. And I go to the conservative targets. Right now we can't do that because we don't know where this would top out. But that's still Wednesday's key low is a trigger point for any sell-off. Remember, if this double does come into play, it's still against the daily rotation zone, and the weekly still isn't rolling over. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could finish 8 straight weeks up. This is, some of the most insane price action I've ever seen. Doesn't mean it won't continue. Percent B buy is still in trailing mode, but from my perspective, if it does close below Wednesday's low, that would be an exit from my perspective. Again, you have to manage your own positions. But that's where that sits. Still looking at these harmonics, so it is going to probably close on this 4-hour basis above the 62.5. So we could easily also return to 48.1975 and then possibly retest the highs. Above the highs, just in case you can't tune in with the holidays. And I don't know what my schedule will be next week, so I don't know if I'll be streaming every day. I just don't know yet. And I might do a couple instead of, it just depends how the market is. I might just do a double webinar too, some other stuff. 48.53 is the next major key cluster, and then 48.41 below that. So those are your levels for next week also, should the rally continue. Just if you want to use I'd really flip this. I would not use these levels. I would flip to the other side once it is valid, based off of, even if it went to that 87.5, let's just see. See, that could be back to 46.67 area. So we'll fine tune that. I just want to see where that is on the daily, and that's still within the rotation zone. So this is very aggressive. Now on the weekly, it doesn't even get us close to weekly, and we're just getting super extended. So yeah, definitely know where trailing stops are. Good morning from where in Florida, Jake? Where in Florida? I wish. Well, the winter hasn't been that bad here yet, But I'd probably rather be in Florida with that weather. I like warm weather. NASDAQ. NASDAQ. Let's see. Where do we sit right here? It looks like it's again going to close above 62.5, and this has hit that 75% level. So we can do something with this. Oops, I need to get these re-anchored. There we go. We can take a look roughly at that. Let's just see. So that would be clearly within the rotation zone as it sits now. That trigger point would be a close below 16,758.50. All right. Looking at this on the shorter term, right now, key support 16,955. Next target 17,034 to about 17,040. And then above that, 17,075, and then 17,129, and then a major cluster, 17,175. All right. So that's where that sits right now. On any pullback, if it did break below 16,955, I continue to use these harmonics. They roughly line up with some nice levels, 16,916, 16,876. Orlando for one more day. We'll hope you're having a good time. By the way, anybody, I am giving away, if anybody does want it, I'll be giving away my whole trading book collection, which has a lot of rare and trading books. It's a very heavy collection, so somebody would have to probably pick it up for me. But if anybody's interested in that, it's probably very worthwhile. You get a lot of stuff you can't even buy anymore. And if you're interested, just reach out to me, email or something, and let me know if you'd be interested in having that. It's probably it'd be hard to ship, but we could figure out something if you wanted it. Again, you'd have to cover shipping costs or some other transportation costs. But if you're interested, let me know. That's another thing I'm doing. So 4 hours, key area on the Dow, which has not moved yet, is still 37,779. Mine I'm watching 37,700 going in the open, and any breakdown is about 37,600. Russell, which is also hit. Now this is not as strong. It's actually a slightly upwards channeling horizontal channel, so I would not use it as a double. I'd be looking at 1996 as the key breakdown level. So that's where that stands. If Russell breaks out to, it's stalled out at that prior harmonic, but if it breaks out again, the next key major area is 2082. VIX, still, we've had a little elevated VIX, but no major sell-off. No major sell-off here. So my key support is still 1330, and breakout level for the downside is 1430. Good morning, Legion Reaver. Hi, Christoph. Happy holidays to you too. Well, just let me know. Yeah, will email me. So let me know. Again, just trying to help as many people as possible. The DAX, lots of stuff. I've ingrained it into my stuff, freeing up space. DAX, still not much to talk about. 16,795 starts to break down level. This is getting overly extended though. So at this point, we'll keep this on here, but I would not be focusing on the double at this point just yet. Let's see how it plays out after Christmas. Notes also climbing this ladder, very overbought, but the key breakdown level is about 112.06 right now. 113.07.5 and 113.19 are the targets to the upside. There's not a lot of good setups today. I'm expecting something to shake up this market in the next little bit. I'm going to be watching today, though, if we close above this 112.19 area, because then we could continue to see some upwards price action, especially if that closes there on the weekly. 10-year yield got down to that minor harmonic yesterday, and the really close to, what am I going to say? Never mind. That minor harmonic. Next break lower would be 3.7 if it continues. Is there any bottom in sight in the yield? You start needing, this is a little sloppy. We can look at this. We'll keep an eye on this, but it's sloppy. It's going to be a much lower probability one. But it's interesting. The target would take it back to 4%. Again, don't force anything on this kind of day. It's going to really wind down after mid-morning here. It's going to wind down rapidly. So that doesn't mean there won't be trades or price action. Just don't do anything silly and don't force anything. 10-2s, not much to talk about. Dollar index continuing lower. This is what I was thinking of. Back down to the next harmonic area. So it's hit the 75 now. And we had a potential double that's never triggered. And remember, when I list the potential doubles, the pure factor move is the trend. And the trend is still down in this. If it drops through here, we could revisit 100. That's the 87.5 and follows the 87.5 rule. Just happens to be 100. So key resistance now is 102. Crude. We do have a lower probability mini double top because of this hitch move in there. But I will be keeping an eye, especially from a trailing perspective from a percent B. 72.44 is key. Then those pullback levels could be 71.22, 70.60, and 69.99. But again, this is another example. The short-term trend is still up. I'm watching to see if this closes above 75.14. Then it would be the 87.5 rule. But my next major target would be the 76.63. Why? Because it's coming in with the 50 EMA and the 75% harmonic. And then the next major target area would be around the 200 to the 87.5 on any continued move. That's just not because of the 200 and the 87.5. It's also look at the price action. Look at all this. So this would be called, I call it a triple cluster right there. This would be a double cluster. So that's what the continued targets would be if it can get a follow-through close above 75.14. Happy Capital Preservation Day. Yes, correct, Connor. It's going to, Christoph, 11 a.m. Central. So just convert that to your time zone. 11 a.m. Central. Okay? You are welcome, Eric. 11 a.m. Central. And if you can't tune it live, I might do a second one at some point. We'll just see. Let's see how the first one goes. Gold, finally. Remember, the percent B buy, finally moving on up. The good old gold. My key area is 2090.7, 2090.7. Because now it's entered a very key rotation zone after a consolidation. But that's the next key level for me for any short-term stuff that I would be looking to raise stops. A close above there, because then it can go to target this massive reversal wick. Longer term, the stops are much different. Because remember, we're sitting on a major long-term buy pattern. What else do we have? Yen, still nothing really yet. I'm just going to see how it's going to react. We're at that 75, so I'm going to watch to see between the 75 and 87.5 if it gets any support in there and then what it does off there. Other than that, wait until we get after the holidays with that. Euro, pulling this off. And remember, that was from a short-term perspective, never triggered. We're breaking out above that 110 area. Next key target is 110.68. Pound, not much to talk about there. I'd be focusing more on the euro than the pound for any bullish plays right now. Spiders, I'll be still watching to see this 473.80 area. If we get above there, we do have a double top in the spiders. It's very sloppy because of the massive sell-off on Wednesday, but I will be watching for that. That might never trigger, but then above that 474.89, 475.90 to 476.28, and then 478.83. Same thing as I mentioned with the future, I'd be using the harmonics. So on any rollover play would first be the gap fill. The gap fill back to 472.69. And right in front of that is 472.87, these 62.5 harmonic. And then 471.86, 470.85, and major coming in at 469.84. The Qs, same thing here. It's gapping up above the 408.55 area, 408.58, I think it's exact, 409.07. So on any rollover play would be for the gap fill 407.79, and then 406.68, then 405.74 is major. See right here. 409.52, however, because we did close yesterday above the 62.5, is the next key target. So that would be the first target off the open. Then I'd use 410, and then the 410.50, then 411.41 to 412.21. So Tesla looks like it's going, after hitting the first target, the double's going to be done based off where it's opening. I'm still going to be watching to see if it closes above 257.31. Has not been able to close yet above there. So that's where we sit right now. NVIDIA, nothing's really changed with that. What else? What else? Anything else anybody wants to look at? Let's take a look at uranium too. Apple, just making a channel pullback. I'm going to be watching to see if it comes up and retests this high area for a little mini double top there over the next couple days. Uranium held that key support that we talked about the other day. By the way, yesterday is a percent B buy with that close. So going to be watching for a breakout play. I mean, it's already hit that 87.5, but watching for a breakout play. And this would be one I'd be aggressively moving the stop up because it's coming into key resistance. But that was technically a percent B buy. And then the next major target, should it continue to march on, is 3160 area. All right. Let's peek back at the S&P. Going into the open. Well, that's not a very helpful chart. There we go. Going into the open. Really, 40. If it starts breaking below 48.05, 47.98 to 4800 is the next key, the key support area I'd be watching if we get a little short-term breakdown. Again, 48.09 to the upside, and then 48.19. All right, so just watch for that percent B stuff to pop up. 11 a.m. Central. CPER. Let's just do that, and then we'll call it a day. Copper Fund. 2461 is major resistance area. 2461 to about 2480 is major resistance. In order to get anything longer term bullish, still needs to close above 25.99. Supports 23.24, then 22, roughly. Right now, you do have this is a valid, on something that trades like this is a completely valid double top with the first and second targets. So keep an eye on that. So from any bullish perspective, that would be very strong trailing area from a longer term play. That's where we sit. Thank you, Sterling. Merry Christmas to you, too. All right. I don't know. You I hope work will allow you to join the Percent B Sterling. If not, you watch it on demand. I will see everybody who can join live in about 2.5 hours. Have a great trading day. Bye for now.